Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yeah, and our room floweth over, doesn't it? Today, as we move backwards through the alphabet, we're in the middle of the letter L, and we're talking about Lehár. Franz Lehár, who deserves a video to himself, although I don't have, he wrote zillions of operettas. I've only got 3 or 4 here. And some other goodies too, though. CPO did a lot for Lehár. They had a whole edition of his stuff, including all of his non-operatic or operatic, what's an operatic, orchestral music, or overtures and other things. Anyway, here's Volume 1, Overtures and Waltzes. They put them in a box, and we talked about the box, actually. But we've got overtures to and waltzes to The Merry Widow and Alt Wiener Liebeswalzer and Die Guter Gatte and Wilde Rosen Vals Boston, said, okay. Clo Clo, the overture, the Grützner Waltzer and Adria Waltzer, and they're very waltz-tastic. He was a real tunesmith. He wrote beautiful melodies, and he had, a yummy sort of Richard Straussy voluptuousness, because, he lived from 1870 to 1948. People think of Lehár as, old 19th century Europe. Well, no, he lived as long as Richard Strauss did, basically, which is kind of amazing. Then we've got his piano sonatas, the Piano Sonata in F major in D minor, and the Fantasy for Piano in A flat, with Wolf Harden playing them very capably. The D minor Piano Sonata is 39 minutes long, and it is a major, 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 major work. It deserves your attention. It's really, really a class act all the way. Then we've got, what is this? Fata Morgana, Suites, Dances, and Intermezzi. So that's like all kinds of things. That's a concert gavotte, by the way, Fata Morgana. I'm about to sneeze. I'm trying not to. So stay with me, folks. I'm going to get through this. We have Zigeunerfest ballet scene. This is Suites, Dances, and Intermezzi. March und Polotas from Wie die Lerche singt, or Wo die Lerche singt, Where the Lark Sings. That's better. Preludium Religioso from Rodrigo. Ein Märchen aus 1001 Nacht, a scene fantastique. It's a little 5-minute tone poem. It's delightful. Ballet music from Peter and Paul im Schlaraffenland, pardon me. Then there's Fata Morgana, Korallenlippen, Polka Mazurka, Resignation from Fürstenkind, and Dance Suite, which is one movement, 6 minutes. And finally, the Chinese Ballet Suite. Because, as my grandmother used to say, every room needs a touch of Chinese. There you go. Granny would have approved. Then we've got some operetta things. Okay. So here is Zigeunerliebe, Gypsy Love, a romantic operetta in 3 acts, first version from 1910. It's from 1910 with the NDR Radio Philharmonie under Frank Biermann, with Johanna Stojkovic and Dagmar Schellenberger and Zoran Todorovic and Bernard Schneider and people you've never heard of. It's nicely performed. It really is. This is a very good series, by the way, this Lehár series. And I enjoyed it very much when it came out. I'm not a Viennese operetta guy. I'm more of a Gilbert and Sullivan or Offenbach guy. But I enjoy them. And when I do enjoy them, I turn to these pieces. I really do. Then we've got this weird thing. The Merry Widow with John Elliott Gardner in the Vienna Phil. Remember this? It came out and everyone sort of went, huh? With Cheryl Studer, Bryn Terfel, Boja Scovis, Barbara Bonney. A really fine cast. And, Gardner, of course, is a little bit humorless, but that's Gardner. I don't think as a performance, it's disciplined, right? That's Gardner. It's not as much fun as the classic. Lovro von Matičić. Oh, yes. A real Central European guy doing real Central European music with Elizabeth Schwarzkopf, Eberhard Fechter, Josef Knapp, Nikolai Gedda, Hani Stefik. Oh, all these fun people doing it's just delicious. Absolutely delicious. I have to tell you a story about this. I think I must have mentioned it once or twice, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to do it again. Merry Widow does not have an overture, it just has a brief prelude. But Lehár did write an overture later. And it was a really wonderful story from my late friend Remy Farkas, who was a Decca executive, the guy who fired John Colshaw. He was very excited about that. And he worked, initially, he worked with Maurice Rosengarten in Switzerland, and they were recording a disc of Lehár overtures and other goodies. And he was recording producer or whatever he was doing, and he was running around making sure everything was set up correctly. And there was, the guy who puts the music on the stands was putting the music on the stands. And so he's looking through the thing, and he says, "What's the first number up for the recording session?" And the little old man turns around to him and says, "The overture to the Merry Widow." And he says, "There is no overture to the Merry Widow." And the old man says, "Oh, yes, there is. I wrote it. I'm Franz Lehár." This was after the war. It's kind of fascinating, isn't it? And to conclude, Mr. Lehár, we have Das Land des Lächelns, the land of smiles. Oh, this is fun. This actually has a really good cast. Camilla Nyland is Lisa, and Julia Bauer. Julia Bauer is me, and Piotr Betsala is Prince Su Chang. A little bit of Chinese. Can't do without it, can we? It's great fun. And this is with Ulf Schirmer and the Munich Radio Orchestra. So, and the Bavarian Radio Choir, which is fabulous. So, it's a really cool little series of Lehár goodies. I have to sort of flip them around here, but what the heck? Yeah, get your Lehár. You should have a few of these things. I mean, whether you play them every 10 minutes or not doesn't matter. It's lovely, lovely music and lots of fun to listen to. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.